let's talk about design. So we're going to break this one up into 4 different sections. We've got layouts, colors, fonts, and images. This is the sandwich. This is the big deli sandwich that makes a great design. If you're putting in each one of these in a layer, you're going to make a great sandwich in the end. So before we get into layouts, fonts, and images, let's just talk about design in general. And I think there's a misconception about what design is. And a lot of people think that, yeah, design just making pretty, making it pretty. I've had, over the course of my 20-year career, I've had more times people say, oh yeah, just make it pretty, Jack, or we're just going to give it to Jack to make it pretty. And I'm just like gritting my teeth. Like, do you think that's really all I do? Like, that'd be like saying to developers, hey, just go write some of those ones and zeros. That's all you do, right? You just make the ones and zeros. That's fine. And there's a difference between making it pretty and making it effective. So we want to do both, actually. And so you can have a great design, bad messaging, not so great pitch. You have bad design, great messaging, not so great. What you want is great design, great messaging, great pitch. This is why I cover content and design. If I just covered content now, I would still get slides that the design is actually getting in the way. It's actually to the slide's detriment. And that's why design is so important. And if you may think design doesn't matter, but if you look at this UI in the bank transfer cost Citibank $500 million. This little checkbox, overwrite default settlement instruction, whatever that meant, I have no idea, but this poor person, whoever it was, and it was actually, I mean, it's a true story. It was like a poor, like middle management, somebody just clicked the wrong button and lost $500 million for Citibank. Then for the older folks in the room, if we remember the hanging Chad debacle, right? Al Gore, Bush. I mean, that was like for once, design was in the news, and it was really cool for all the designers. Like, I told you that was terrible UI in print. So that led to tons of election confusion and people being disenfranchised from their vote. Like, all kinds of stuff happened from that. Then on a very serious note, you have health. My sister's a nurse and she has to deal with crappy UIs like this all the time. This thing right here actually cost someone their life. It was a nurse who didn't see that there was a bug or didn't see that they changed the UI and actually clicked the wrong button. And this person was not properly diagnosed and ultimately lead to them passing away, which is terrible. And it is a design problem. It is not making it pretty. The designer here, being pretty is the least of the worries here. This yellow is completely ugly, but if it saves someone's life, then that's a proper design. If it actually does what it's supposed to do. It did not do what it's supposed to do. So if you look at this, there's a flower pot, beautiful molded, blue, just beautiful blue, and just like the lines and everything's just so cool about it, and then doesn't actually do anything. It's completely ineffective. Then you have this umbrella hat, which I actually had when I was a kid. My dad had it, and we laughed at it at the time. But now I'm thinking, like, I lived in New York for 10 years. I'm like, man, if I would have had that while I was like, walking down the street on my stupid phone, and I wouldn't be able to get rain on it or whatever. Completely ugly. You'd look like an idiot when you wear it, but it works, right? It keeps the rain off of you. And I imagine you even want a bigger one, like a big golf umbrella you have on your head or whatever. It works, right? So there's a difference between being aesthetically pleasing and the other thing is communicates effectively. If you have a design that is aesthetically pleasing, it's clean, it's clear, there's white space, it just looks beautiful, and it communicates the message effectively. It does not get in the way. Anybody who tells you they don't care about the design or pitch of a pitch deck doesn't actually understand what design is. It is a problem-solving tool. It is not picking the right font. That's a part of it, but it's not the entire picture. The good thing is you don't have to be cool with the glass. Anybody who has the black rim glasses, that's not a requirement to be a designer. You don't have to be a fancy pants designer or say anything. I can teach you some cool words to say today to sound smart in front of your designer friends, but you don't have to be that. That's what's great. You just have to know a few principles.